Alright, what is up guys, and if we're here, welcome to something new, something fresh, something different, something amazing. I've been working on this video for about a month now, and I think it's about time I officially put it out, man. It's just going to be a bit of nostalgia, a trip down memory lane, so, if you guys enjoy this one, feel free to drop a like on it, share it, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, because I put a lot of work and effort into this video, and I'd hate for it to flop, so you guys, please, help me out, okay? Help me out. And, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this intro short and sweet because I want you guys to see what I've been working on. So yeah, you guys know what to do. Grab a snack, grab a drink, kick your feet up, and enjoy the video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're like me and you grew up in the early 2000s, then you know just how lit and how amazing our childhood really was, all right? We just had so many great shows, so many great characters, so many great moments, and it was just so well made. And honestly, we didn't have to worry about, saving up for a car or an apartment or acing our finals or anything like that. It was just simple times, All we had to do was sit down, relax, and enjoy these amazing top tier shows. And the 2000s had it the best in my opinion. And Cartoon Network was easily an exception here. Cartoon Network was obviously, very good, very consistent, very memorable, and just a great time. And a lot of people say that Cartoon Network is the best. A lot of them say that out of all of our childhood channels, Cartoon Network was the best, and for good reason. Now, this video is not to try to compare which one's the best, which one's the weakest, or anything like that. It's just to, look back on so many of these memories and nostalgia and just have a really good talk about them and just how much they impacted our lives and how they shaped us into who we are today. And, they don't make these shows like this anymore, man. They're too goofy and over the top, and they're just making them just to make these shows, and it's not good. And, even the older audience, even though theirs aren't bad, of course they're gonna say their, cartoons and stuff that they grew up with are better than ours, of course, because that's what they grew up on, that's what they have memories of. But honestly, man, the 2000s, we just had it so made, man. It was just such a good time. And honestly, I will say that we got the best, roster, the best lineup and everything. It was just such a good time. You can see that the writers and animators, they cared about us, okay? They cared about their work. They knew what they were doing, and they did it to perfection, all right? And honestly, it was just such a great time to be alive. Just getting to say that I was alive when this, all went down, all of these shows went on live, and I got to see them all. It was just perfect. I wouldn't change it for the world. All of these characters, all of these moments, all of these endings, it was just such a good time. And honestly, if you were alive around the same time, and you watched all these shows the same time as I did, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that feel-good feeling, and you know that you would not switch this out with anything else. With the old cartoons, the animation's not great, the voice acting's not great. Nowadays, it's too wacky, too goofy. And, I'm not going to go out and say that ours are perfect or anything, because they're not, but they're amazing for what they are. And I think that we had it, the best. The animations, not too dated, and nowadays it's too goofy, too wacky, too silly. So I think that we had it the best. The storytelling was the best, and honestly, I'd hope that no one would disagree with this, man. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's a winner by a long mile, by a, just dog walking the other eras. But it kind of is, man. We just had it stacked. We had it made. It was just such an amazing experience, all right? And honestly, the fact that we can actually go back and rewatch these shows on some of these streaming services, although it's not the same, is still amazing, all right? And, whether it's the theme songs or it's a special episode or anything, it's just amazing, and I am so pleased. Now, Nickelodeon is no slouch, all right? Nickelodeon easily gives Cartoon Network a run for its money. And now I know some people might say Cartoon Network's the best, some people might say Nickelodeon's the best, but it doesn't matter. They're both so good. They're both pretty much equals in my opinion, at least. And we shouldn't really compare them, man. Just enjoy them. We just had so many great memories with all of these characters and all of these shows, whether there was a live action sitcom, or whether it was animation, whether it was a cartoon. They were all just so good, man. We had just an amazing lineup, whether it was, SpongeBob or Danny Phantom or the Fairly Odd Parents or Jimmy Neutron or the Rugrats or, anything. We just had it made for us. We just had it, just a top tier lineup, just great characters, and just seeing them all, and all of their journeys and everything. You wouldn't change that for the world, even though in some of the later seasons, they started to get a little whack. It was definitely past its prime. And, we just had so many great and, just really cool characters too, like Aang and Danny Phantom and, characters like that. We just had, all of these amazing characters with great chemistry, and it was just such a great time to be alive. Even the live action shows, whether I know some of the sitcoms are a little corny or whatever, but we had the best sitcoms ever, okay? Whether you're talking about Drake and Josh or freaking iCarly or Victorious or something like that, man. Or, even if you're just talking about a regular show that wasn't really a sitcom, whether it's freaking Zoe 101 or Big Time Rush, we had it, okay? Whether you want to disagree with this or not, all of these shows were hits, okay? Each and every one, no matter who the writer was, no matter who was in the cast, all of these shows are hits, all right? We had it all, whether it was the theme songs, a special episode, a Christmas special, a Halloween special, you name it, we had it. It was such an amazing experience, and I honestly don't think that we will ever see TV like this ever again, all right? Like the shows that they have now, a lot of people aren't really watching, cable now. We're all into like streaming services and everything. So I think that we're definitely past our prime here, and just to say that I got to experience all of this, it was just amazing, all right? Top tier, and honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. We had it great. Now, I'm not gonna lie, often Disney Channel is regarded as the weakest of the bunch, and I don't know, after remaking this video, I gotta give Disney Channel a little more credit than what it deserves, man. I don't think it's the weakest. I think all of them are relatively the same, because with Disney Channel you had a lot of star power, man. You just had so many great characters. We all wanted that magic wand that they had saying, hey, I'm such and such from this show and you're watching Disney Channel. Then we wanted to write the little Disney logo. Oh my goodness, that was always one of my favorite things about Disney. It was always something I really wanted to do. At Disney Channel, they know what they're doing. They had the cast, they had the jokes and everything, man, especially in the early 2000s, all right? We just had all of these great actors, coming up stars, characters like, well, not characters, but, actors, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, Olivia Holt, the Jonas Brothers, and, they all went on to do big things, and Disney Channel cares, all right? They knew what they were doing with all of these shows and everything. They just had hits after hits after hits. It was very diverse, very memorable, and enjoyable. And honestly, if you ask me which channel cares the best about like the holidays, then I'm definitely have to give it to Disney Channel. Disney Channel had Monstober, they had the Fa Days for Christmas, and it was just amazing, all right? And honestly, it was just so great because they had all the cast members come together and, spread the holiday cheer. And cannot forget about the Disney Channel games. All right, the Disney Channel games was amazing. It was iconic, seeing all of your favorite Disney stars team up and go up against each other. It was amazing. And the shows themselves, man, we had some hits for Disney, all right? Whether it was, early 2000s, late 2000s, we had hits, okay? It was all good. And, so many of these stars, they went on to, make things of themselves. Some did not. But it doesn't matter, okay? Because at the time, we didn't care. We thought these were the coolest kids alive, all right? They were famous. They were making money. They had shows. Like, we thought they were awesome, man. I would have enjoyed being a Disney Channel kid, man. Just saying that, yeah, I was on Disney Channel. I wouldn't be embarrassed by that, It was a good time. And, even, the live action shows were good. We also had cartoons, man. So many great, iconic cartoon characters. Some got proper endings, some didn't. And it's kind of a shame, man, because we just had so many just consistent shows here on Disney. And I don't see why people consider it, the weakest all the time. Give it a little more credit. And I am going to count Disney XD alongside with it just because it is a Disney property. So I think it counts. Disney XD had hits too with, Kicking It and, Lab Rats and, Pair of Kings, Lab Rats Elite Force, and just so many other shows, man. We just had it great, all right? That's why I think that our childhood is the best. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, he did Cartoon Network, he did Nickelodeon, he did Disney. What else could there be? So there is even more, all right? So you have to stay tuned and you have to keep watching because it gets even better. Ladies and gentlemen, another show that was a little more for the mature audiences, not so much for the kids, was MTV. All right, MTV was freaking goated. All right, now it's not as good, but at the time, MTV had hit after hit after hit. If you wanted to see your favorite celebrities, showing off their houses and where they live and everything, then MTV Cribs was definitely the show for you, whether it's their houses or their cars or, their backyards, everything. You wanted to show like, man, I can do that, man, that don't seem hard. Fear Factor is the show for you. If you had the guts or the balls to do these things, then you, my friend, are a true legend. If you want to see your favorite celebrities go up against each other, even ridiculous ones like Chris Rock versus The Rock in a death match, then Celebrity Deathmatch was the show for you. Now, if you wanted to watch Wild 'N Out when it was actually still good and not played out, watching Wild 'N Out back when it first came out was honestly great, alright? It was such a great time. If you wanted to have a good laugh, you want to see people struggle and try not to laugh and make money, Silent Library was the show for you. It was so great, man. You had regular, just random people. You had celebrities show up there. It was so good. You want to see cars go from crap to top tier cars? Pimp My Ride was always there for you. It was so consistent, so good. You want to see people go with their Sweet 16s? And then you also had people who did very stupid things for our enjoyment with the Jackass crew. Now, I don't know about you guys, but seeing a crossover from two of your favorite shows was honestly such an amazing time, man. Seeing Timmy and Jimmy collide was a great time. Seeing the cast of Victorious team up with the cast of iCarly, perfect, okay? That's exactly what we needed as a kid, all right? That was just amazing. Even some more ridiculous ones like, the Power Rangers meeting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Still pretty good, Seeing the cast of Jesse meet the cast of Austin and Ally, also pretty good, man. It was just so good seeing all of these crossovers and, stuff like that. Even some bigger ones like That's So Raven meeting The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody meeting Hannah Montana, and they even did a second part with that one, was like Hannah Montana with The Sweet Life on Deck with The Wizards of Waverly Place, equally as good. Even some more, childlike ones with the Rugrats and the Wildthorns, the Wildberries, I forgot their names. But that wasn't even it. You also had video games where your characters collided. And it was such a great time, such a great experience getting to actually watch them or actually getting to play as these characters. Honestly, just perfect. Would not switch that out for the world, all right? Just seeing all these crossover events, it was a dream come true. Now, the final topic of the day is the movies, all right? Seeing your favorite TV characters get their own movies is just equally as good as a crossover, in my opinion. It's just so good seeing your freaking characters go from a regular TV format to an actual movie. Oh, it was so good. Just seeing all of them get the spotlight, a longer runtime, better writing, better cinematography. It was just so good. And sometimes it was just an original movie by Disney or Nickelodeon. It was just so good seeing all of these characters come together to make something truly memorable and truly special. Whether it was, a TV show getting its own movie or, a Disney original movie, it was always exciting, it was always memorable, and it was pretty much always consistent. Nowadays, like I said, not as good, but at the time, man, these were truly, truly special to me. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up the video. I went through a lot to put this video together, and I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Although it might not be perfect, I'm still very satisfied with how it turned out. And, you know, don't come in the comments talking to me like, bro, how did you not mention this show? How did you not mention that? Obviously, I'm not going to hit every single last show, alright? So give me a break, alright? It's okay, alright? Don't do that. But, you know, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like on it, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm in A4 and I am out. Peace.